Hi, welcome to 2020 Tasty Treats with GourmetQuilter. We're doing a series of 20 different cat appliques. We're having a whole lot of fun. There's a picture up here that shows all 20 of them. We're just on to number 2 at the moment, so we've got a long way to go to get to 20. There is a pattern available through GourmetQuilter.com if you're interested, and more information on the website. The patterns all come ready with the shapes for tracing, for cutting out with a fusible web for the applique. And in block number 1 we went through how to mark the face with some permanent fabric marking pens. And this time I think this face is a little bit larger than the last one that we did. So I just thought I'd quickly show you how you might pop a little tiny twinkle in his eye. So again, I might use the light box for that. So what I've done here is actually marked the eyes in black and the little mouth, but the nose I marked with a brown pen rather than the black. I probably don't need that on just for this bit. So then I've just got a white gel pen, and sometimes just a little twinkle, it's really just a little dot in each eye, just gives a little bit more expression and character. And sometimes the white disappears a little bit, so you can come back when it's dry and dab it on again, but the gel pens work pretty well for that sort of thing. And the other thing I have already gone ahead and done, again using the light box, I had all the shapes marked on my paper of my fusible web so that I could trace them through, and I've just used a mechanical light coloured marker for that, so that I can see where I'm going to stitch those, so that we can see where the cat's paws and things are. And so I'm ready to start positioning everything. This particular cat is a very forward cat. It is actually holding a little rose. I think it's feeling very pleased with itself. So I've already started positioning the little rose petals and things. Now we just need to position the rest and iron them on, and then we can get them stitched. These cats have enormously long tails, I've discovered. So because we've popped the rose on first, which I think is probably a good idea because that will help us with where we're going to put the cat. Now we're going to be losing a little bit of seam allowance here. We want that rose stem as if it's coming through the paw, and we're going to keep that fairly straight. So I think this is looking pretty good. Let that tail sit somewhere there, and then we want to pop the face on. So the face is on just a little bit of an angle. This cat is looking like it's smiling because it's feeling very, very pleased with itself. And then there's just a little, I think, a little leaf, here it is, to go on the stem. So we do need to mark the stem. So the stem is just going to be stitched onto the background, and really just any sort of a curved line or a stem line. So just lightly mark it, perhaps with a pencil in there, and then we've got a little leaf popping out of the stem somewhere along the way as well. So that will get stitched. So I'm just going to iron all that in place now. And I've already actually got it sitting. I'm using this cotton batting as my stabiliser. It wasn't sitting in the middle. So I'll do that. And we're ready to do some stitching now, to do the applique part. So I've got the machine all set up for free motion. I've got a grey thread in, and I think we might come up and do this little rose. So I'm going to start with the stem of the rose just here. And I'm actually going to go over it, oops, the thread's in the way a little bit, a third time, just to make sure it's nice and bold. Now we could stop there, or we can actually hop on and go around the paw of the cat there and come out on top. And the same thing I'm going to do, I'm going to get rid of that piece of thread. The stem, I'm going to come up the stem, and I'm actually going to go around the rose first though, and then we'll come back down the stem. And so this is the little sort of calyx at the bottom. We've got a little petal behind here. And I may come over some of the petals twice, just because we need to go somewhere. There's a little round sort of darker centre on the rose at the top there. It's kind of cute little rose. I don't know if cats hold roses really, but this one is. And we've got another little leaf to go around here. And I'm going to just come back up to the rows so that the stem has got that third line of stitching, and then I can just finish off there. So that's looking pretty good. We'll just get rid of that thread. So really the rest now becomes quite straightforward. We went around the cat and did the whiskers on the last one, so we just need to do some of these internal lines as well. So if I start coming down the cat here, and then hop onto this drawn line that I've done to indicate. So it's quite a good idea to do these lines double stitch just to make sure that they're standing out a little bit. And we are going to go around this paw again, just because we need to keep going around here. Stitch up these drawn lines. So the pencil I've used is like a chalk pencil, and it will brush away. And I'm going to come up this little paw here all the way up and then back down again so that that line is done double. So really that's all very straightforward now, so I'll continue on and show you when I get to the other end. Then around the cat, I'm just finishing off with these whiskers again. And comes beyond the face a little bit. And we are done. Cat number 2. Looking surprisingly blue considering how happy he is. Let's give him a quick press. And we might pin him up with this other cat up here so that we can start seeing cats wherever we go. I don't even have a cat. You may have a cat. So that was cat applique number 2 out of the series of 20. So I will see you again with cat applique number 3.